Hey guys, Will Schneider here, Elite Martial Arts here in Richmond, Berea, and Winchester. And I want to do a video for my fellow gym dojo owners out there that I've seen some stuff on Facebook and on IG and such that are worried about what do you do now during the crisis, during the virus, going on, epidemic right now. And again, I'm not going to get political at all. We could definitely talk about that as much as you like off camera. The good news, though, is it looks like the country will be opening up soon, obviously with phases, true, but it looks like stuff that definitely moving in the right direction for gym owners and dojo owners and people that love training with us, right? So the video I'm making today is, what is it? It is April the 17th on Friday, and I just recorded a video for my own students, but this one's kind of for owners. So I'm going to dump this in about 2 groups. And again, please give me your comments, suggestions, feedback on it. So I got 10 things that you can do today to survive and maybe even thrive during this challenge going on now, right? For us, we just finished up week 5. We've been shut down for 5 weeks. It went by slow at times and quick at times. I'm getting a little busier lately, so it feels like it's not been quite as long, but yeah, it's been 5 weeks. It's crazy. All right, so let's go and get started. Number 1, and again, some of these you're going to like, some of these you may not, but these are things that we are doing, that I've done, and these are things that maybe we're still doing, okay? So number 1, talk to your landlord about payments, okay? I was talking to one of my mentors yesterday, and in the commercial world, in the commercial side, it takes like 3 months to evict a tenant, okay? Now, I'm not saying be a jerk. I'm not saying stick your landlords. No, not at all. But I have currently 3 landlords of mine with our 3 locations that with their blessing, we were able to move our payment further out. Okay. Again, we're going to pay it. And if we had to, we would pay it. We put money back. Whether Dave Ramsey talked about having 6 months of expenses put back, well, there's a reason for it. So we definitely put money back, but I don't want to burn through our cash right now. Okay. And that's just being smart about it. And I didn't burn the bridge either, because you got to remember, they're still going to be your landlord in May and June and July. Hopefully, we'll reopen and get back kicking butt. So number 1, you can definitely pause your payments, whether you have 1 location. In this case, I have 3. And as I said, worst case scenario, you may say, okay, well, what if they don't do it? Again, it takes normally about 3 months, depends what state you're in, to actually get someone out. I mean, think about where we are at. We are at month 4, so you're talking about July. And really we're going into May soon. So you're talking about August before this would really, get bad. And again, I'm not saying do that in a mean way, but just try to work with your landlords on that. And they understand. I mean, they get it. If not, like I said, your options. All right, number 2. Okay, that was number 1. Number 2, you have to do Zoom classes on point, on schedule every night. Do not be lazy. Okay. I have Mr. H here. He's been teaching our Zoom classes. We have a couple of volunteers that comes in as well. If he wasn't available or if we were that tight, I would be teaching the classes too. And the classes are shorter. I mean, they're only like 30-minute classes because, obviously you're not getting all the reps in that you would get with a live class. But yeah, you got to do Zoom classes. Now I say Zoom because you have to be able to interact with your people. Like right now, this video I'm making is a one-sided video, right? I'm going to read your comments, but I can't see what you're thinking or answer questions or, help out. So do your Zoom classes. They got to be, you may say, man, I'm only getting a few in the class. Okay. Well, we can talk about that. Why are you only getting a few? Okay. I know we had a class recently, usually on Tuesdays at the 5:30 class we run, we're getting 50 plus people in that class. Okay. So that's great. Now is that all of our people in that group? No, but I'm just saying, hey, still that's pretty good. So make sure your classes are being ran professionally. Don't delegate it to teenagers. All right. Make sure the lesson plan is on point. Make sure you're on point, professional. So run those classes as if you're running your normal classes. And for my Kravis friends out there, other than the ground stuff, but even ground, we're doing jujitsu stuff in our curriculum. We do a blend curriculum. Even in our curriculum, we have ground. We have a lot of jujitsu in our advanced curriculum, grappling techniques. So we're using a dummy, we're using people, and you could even use one of your helpers to help you out too, right? Again, depends on your local laws. So make sure you're doing that though. I'm assuming that you are still billing your members. Okay. If you're not billing your members, then I guess, yeah, take some time off and, I guess do that. But I assume you're still asking for payments each month. Okay. Make sure you're on Facebook Live. You can do your videos that way. Make sure you can do it in your private group. But again, Zoom is definitely the way to go. All right, number 3, like I said, I got 10. I don't want this video to run too long. All right, number 3, reach out to your members. You're not allowed to ghost your members, even the ones that froze in their payments. Notice I didn't say cancel, I said froze. So how do you do that? I got 4 things for you, maybe 5. Number 1 is text your people, okay? Number 2, call your people. Number 3, push notification. If you're with Spark and My Studio and maybe Rainmaker, push notification your people. Number 4, email your people. Okay, they're at home and bored. They might actually be checking emails finally. And number 5, social media. Make sure you're posting on social media. Make sure you're out there. Make sure you're doing it. I mean, I do videos now twice a week. I'm posting every day. So make sure you're reaching out to members. Do not ghost your members. Okay. Number 4, this is a tough one. You may have to lay off some staff or furlough some staff. Okay. And if so, do that. Okay. Because that's what unemployment's there for, right? And again, I'm not saying no one wants to do that. Listen, I mean, it sucks when you got to do that. But, the unemployment's getting better. I mean, unemployment sucks, but with the Fed money in there, it definitely helps. So you may have to do that. A lot of companies are doing temporary layoffs or furloughs. Maybe they're still paying their benefits or whatever during that time. And then what we're looking at doing is when we bring some of our guys back is we're going to pay them, some bonus money or some of the money they may have lost from unemployment or what have you there. So we're looking into that too, in due time. So if you need to do that, do that. Just so that the company can survive. Because listen, your job is to make sure that the doors are still open whenever we are allowed to open back up, right? And if you're out there not being responsible as a leader for the company and for all your clients and your members, there may not be a company when we go back, right? Or what if we go back and it's a trickle effect, right? So again, we can talk about that more off camera. All right, number 5, do not panic. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic crap stuff on Facebook, okay, or on social media. The only thing I've posted at all was about some civil liberty stuff. Other than that, though, hey, I understand there's a couple ways of looking at this, and it's still it's definitely an important situation and very deadly situation. So I get that, but don't panic, okay? Don't be on social media talking about how your life's over and this and that, and listen, I mean, that doesn't do any good. So try to stay positive, even if you're not. If you need to, call me, call people, we'll chat. And a lot of us have a lot of free time right now. All right, number 6. Okay, cash is king. Okay, cash is king. Do not spend money during this time. Okay, notice I didn't say don't invest. I said don't spend. Okay, cash is king. Watch your cash, watch your expenses. If you can, just watch that stuff. Okay, you don't need to be out blowing money. You don't need to be out adding monthly payments right now. Because as I said, we may May 1st get the green light to start opening the economy, but we may not get the full green light till middle or late May or even June. And then again, too, how many of your parents and your adults may be like, maybe they're not ready to release their kids back to us or themselves, back to doing grappling or Krav Maga or what have you. So again, keep an eye on your cash, okay? Make sure your cash is king. Keep an eye on that. All right, number 7, retain, recruit, and run ads. So your job right now is retain your members the best you can. We're losing them too. We're getting, freezes too, but we've actually added a few. And then your other job is recruit. Okay. If you notice, Amazon, all these companies, they're still marketing during this time. As a matter of fact, as soon as we get done today, when I get done with you guys, I'm actually going to start running more ads for one of our programs coming up for summer camp. And I'm going to put some money into it because I know now my competition probably isn't. And I know now, too, that we're probably going to have it, so I'm going to invest in that. So make sure you are retaining and recruiting during this time. All right, number 8, pause your bills. Okay, you may be like, what the heck? I'm talking about your major bills. As I said earlier, your landlord will work with you one way or the other. Okay, your mortgage payments, either at your business or at your house. From what I hear, they're being pretty cool on that. They're giving people some time. And if not, it takes time for them to do what they may have to do. So you got some time, okay? Even electric companies, we've been paying our electric bills anyway, but even electric companies, a lot of them are not turning off electric during this time. Netflix is pretty cheap, right? You can get by on that. So I'm just saying, pause your bills. Whenever Mr. H and I here, when we do our corporate bills for Elite, I've even told them some bills to pay and some bills not to pay. So, and again, can we pay them? Yeah, we can. We did put money back. I did invest. However, cash is king. You don't want to be doing that. And again, worst case scenario, this drags on longer and longer. and maybe you shot yourself in the foot early on, and then you can't, make it to the end of the race. Okay. All right. Number 9, be understanding on freezes. Okay. On membership freezes. I hate it too. I still take it personally. And I guess the reason why is I never quit. Right. So I did take 1 year off back in the day from 94 to 95, something like that, or 93 to 94. And I played football during that time. Actually, no, I played basketball, I think, during that time. But anyway, my dad had sold the Somerset Karate Academy, and we were opening the London Karate Academy, and it was being built during that time. All right, and I was like, hey, can I play basketball? So we were still involved. We ran tournaments. We were still going to testings. I mean, we were, we didn't quit. We just weren't teaching day to day because of that. So be understanding. Okay, most people just want to freeze. They don't want to quit per se. They just want to watch that payment. They're watching their money too, and that's fine. And the cool thing about it though is, really, everyone should be fine in March, right? Everyone should have paid your bills in March. That should be done. April, you should have probably got one more payment in April, probably for your tuition. Now we'll probably start getting a little tight. Will be in May, and I get it. We make a lot more money other than just billing check tuition. I get that, and we definitely felt it as well. But the panic shouldn't be setting in too early. Again, your major bills like your rent, your mortgage, and even payroll, those are things you can work with a little bit, okay? So, you got some time, okay? Now, if this was much further out, all right, we'd be having a different conversation, but you got some time. If you don't, give me a holler, Now, some companies have went out, or companies that were already kind of on the way down, all right? But again, you watch your expenses, negotiate, but be understanding to people that do want to freeze, and we understand that, I get that. Understand too, the way we do it at Elite is they pay before they play, meaning that if their tuition was due on April the 5th, that paid them through May 5th, not the other way around. So if someone says, hey, I want to freeze, well, that's fine. But once that payment's been out, then, what I'm saying? They still got another month still that they paid for, okay? Which is why you better be doing classes. Now, if you are billing people right now, drafting people, and not doing classes, what's wrong with you? All right. You cannot be doing that crap. All right. We did, even after school, we're big on after school. We did 1 week, because we didn't know, it was right in the beginning. So we will credit people 1 week whenever we go back, or credit them towards summer camp. All right. But we will make it right. But it was 1 week. Okay. Make sure if you are drafting people for monthly Krav Maga, CrossFit, whatever, make sure you're delivering content. Okay. And a lot of it. And I talk to my guy all the time. I'm like, all right, what else can we do to create value? And I just bought a course from Chris Rodriguez. I'll do a shout out to her. And it had some cool stuff. I'm going to study it tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. And it's some really cool things on things you can add during this time to create value. All right, number 10, last one. If cash is low, you may have to get a short-term loan, okay? From your bank, maybe equity on your house. Maybe use your credit cards a little bit if cash is low. I'm assuming you didn't, do the Dave Ramsey thing. You didn't stack some cash. Maybe you shot all your money early and you paid a bunch of bills and payroll that maybe you could have, and mortgages that maybe you could have kicked down the road at least a month or two. But if cash is low, maybe do a short-term loan. And this is why it's good to be on top of your cash game. And what I mean by that is, what's your credit score, right? All this adulting stuff that your mom and dad maybe taught you, or maybe you had a good uncle that did. But, having a good credit score, having some assets, I'm not saying being a rich guy or girl, but having an asset to where, if you need to borrow against your house for a little bit of cash, you can. Having a few credit cards with some limits to where if you need to use that a little bit, you can. Okay, so again, this early in the game, we're only 5 weeks in for us here. And again, I know it's a long time, but, we're not 5 months in. We're not 3 months in. We're not that. It's too early to be panicking. Down the road, I get it. That'd be a little different. But for now, those are 10 things for you. Again, it is April the 17th on Friday. And if you got any questions, let me know. Again, we're all in this together too. We all have challenges with this, but I hope these things help, and reach out to me anytime. Have a great one. Bye.